Chefai, we are building up towards the Breeders' Cup 2022 and you've got a couple of potential runners. Just talk us through your experiences of the meeting before and the horses you've taken over there.
I think we've had two runners. Birchwood went over there for the miles. Funny enough, was in Keeneland. He finished third. I think he got beat a nose and a head. Ran an absolute blinder. Delighted with him. It's a good meeting to be involved in, and good meeting to have some fancied horses. And I think we've got a couple of good chances this year.
Yeah, it's obviously you have to have the horse to go over to the Breeders' Cup. When do you first get contacted from them about a horse like the Platinum Queen? When did she first come on their radar?
To be honest, very early on, when she broke the track record at Goodwood, Josh was straight on to the Midland Park boys, which he's very professional as Josh and does his job right, and fair dues to him, he picked the right horse. If there is a sort of speedy 2-year-old that you're going to take there, she probably would be top of your list.
And the Platinum Queen obviously goes for the juvenile turf sprint, 5.5 furlongs around Keeneland. You've taken her off to Keeneland before. Do you think the track and the race will suit her style of racing?
It's funny, she won the Abbey the other day on very heavy ground, and being a trainer for 100 years, I'd have felt she wouldn't have enjoyed the slower ground. She's a very fast filly that skips off the ground, and literally it's hard to say that she doesn't like soft ground. She just won a Group 1 on it, but I do think faster ground will suit her. Having said that, it mightn't guaranteed to be fast in Keeneland. They can get rain over there, but natural speed and goes quick easily. They're ticking all the boxes for America. And look, she's never been around the turn before, but she's inclined to just go a little bit left-handed. She goes left-handed at home here the whole time. So if I was to pick one out that I felt would suit America, she'd be very high on the agenda.
And when we saw her at Goodwood and when she was second in a Nunthorpe at York, she looked very much a filly that just blasts out and goes. But I thought in France, when she won the Abbey, she did it a little bit differently, didn't she? And sort of showed a bit of versatility.
Yeah, I was delighted to see that now, and delighted you picked up on that point. She was happy to sit beside them the other day, whereas prior to that, she just wanted to run. I mean, when she won at York there, she literally carted Oisin. But typical Breeze Up filly, she's got two speeds. But at home now, with a bit of racing, I always find that them very keen Breeze Up horses, the best way to train them is on the track. And as you know, she's had 7 runs already. So rather than gallop at home, she goes racing. And with the racing, she has learned to relax. I was a little bit worried there. We wanted to take her down early in France. They wouldn't let us, and she loved down there. So she is growing up and maturing mentally and physically with racing. And it's a good point about Longchamp. She was comfortable taking the lead and sitting up sides them there the other day, which was great for us. And to be fair, her demeanour in her cantering is changing. She used to just hit the gallop and bolt, but now after, say, with 7 races, she's starting to learn to race properly and behave properly. When I say behave, her walking to the gallop and walking home is spectacular. No issues, nothing wrong with it. Just when she hit the gallop, she wants to run, but she is starting to relax now, which is great, which will definitely help her in the future.
We've just seen the Platinum Queen just working on the treadmill there. Just what are the benefits of that?
Just really touching on what I just said. She was very keen. Literally, we've trained her 4 days a week on the treadmill, 2 canters. Now it's hard to change that now but I'd be comfortable now cantering her a little bit more. But it's controlled exercise, and it meant that she wasn't bolting every morning and going flat out. When I say bolting, she's not head in the air. She just goes fast easily and wants to go fast. So, but we are in more control with her cantering now at home. But I don't want to change too much before America. Maybe next year she won't spend as much time on it.
You touched on that she'd had 7 races already. We're getting into November for the Breeders' Cup. Just how confident are you that she can hold her form, which has been excellent in the second half of the season, going over to the States?
Yeah, look, it's always a worry. Coat is starting to turn now. But when National Hunt horses get hairy, we clip them. She'll probably end up going over there with a trace clip. In herself, it's demeanour. In herself, she seems in great order. Physically, she's eaten. She's never left a nut. And she had a canter on Saturday morning there. Oisin rode her and was delighted with her and said that she seems in great order. So it's fingers crossed. It's a big ordeal going to America. It's getting on a flight, getting on a long trip at the back end of a busy season, and a very busy season for her. So it's fingers crossed, hopeful. But at the moment, there's no reason to say that she's had enough or she's over the top.
You mentioned Oisin there. You sat on her the other day. Unfortunately, you won't be riding her in America, but you haven't got a bad substitute.
No, I feel a bit sorry for Oisin. The weight is 8'7". I know Midland Park were very keen to let Oisin ride, and without being particularly rude, I would say that Oisin's had a big part to play with this filly. When I say he's one of the few people that actually ride her out. And it's the game, and but without being smart, Haley's had 2 spins on her and won a grade 1 on her, so good substitution. But I know Midland Park and myself would like Oisin, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah, but like you say, Hollydale rode the Platinum Queen at York in the Nunthorpe and in the Abbey when she won, and doing those light weights, she's sort of the perfect fit for the horse.
She's absolutely, and doesn't mess about with her. Just lets her do the running, and she's given her 2 great rides, and fingers crossed everything goes well for her in America.
How would the Platinum Queen compare to other sprinters you've had over the years? Because there's been plenty at Musley Bank that have been pretty quick.
Yeah, it's difficult, especially a 2-year-old. She's definitely the fastest 2-year-old we've ever had. When I say, she can go fast very easily. If I had to pick, I'd love some decent fast ground there, because I remember when Oisin broke the track record at Goodwood, and I sort of said, you were clocking big numbers there. He says, well, I could have gone quicker. So she is definitely the quickest we've had, but it's hard to compare to the older sprinters. But we'll see.
She's disputing favouritism for the race at the moment. That must be pretty exciting, and we saw the celebrations from the Midland Park boys in the Abbey at Longshot. Just what would it mean to you and the team if you could manage a Breeders' Cup win?
Look, we've never had one, so it's like everything else in our industry. If you haven't had it, you want it, and if you've had it once, you want it again. But to get a Breeders' Cup winner would be fantastic.
And she might not be the only one going from Musley Bank. You've got Midnight Mile as well, who has been a revelation, really, unbeaten in 2 starts, and she did it nicely at Newmarket last time in the Group 3. Yeah,
she's a filly we've always loved. She's been huge prices both times she's run. I was shocked how big a price she was at Doncaster when she won first time, but she's a completely different filly to Platinum Queen. She's sort of a late maturing filly that's taken time. Fair dues to Richard Henry and the team that own her. They've been very patient with her. From very early on, I was extremely sweet on her and thought an awful lot of her. Not saying that we trained them any different, but I've given her plenty of time. She won her maiden, and then I was very keen to get black type. And I thought she did it extremely well the other day. She would have been a very unlucky loser. And it's a bit hard to say, but genuinely believed that race will have just put her 100% right. She was a little bit green in areas at Newmarket, but coped well coming down the hill and picked up well. Progressive filly that would have a lot of quality about her, and we like her a lot.
She did well to win from the position she was in at Newmarket, didn't she? Because you see on the Rolling Mile, sometimes it's difficult to come from off the pace, and she had quite a lot to do going into the sort of last quarter mile.
Yeah, it's just pure talent that got her out of trouble, if that makes sense. Because and as I say, she's going there, a fresh filly. She's only had 2 races, completely different to the Platinum Queen, and I do feel she'll do a piece of work this week, and I've no doubt it'll be good, but we'll just see what sort of form she's in, and maybe give the dice a roll and see what happens.
We've just seen her in the sunshine outside. She looks a really nice, relaxed filly. Does she take that sort of nature into her races?
Extremely laid back, no issues, but not really sort of fully wound up yet. But I'm hoping when she works on, she'll either work tomorrow or Wednesday, that she shows a vast improvement again, and progressive and real laid back, and she's a quality filly.
She's got a lovely pedigree, hasn't she? No Nay Never.
Oh God, yeah, they're far and short and far between pedigrees like hers. On the dam side, she could even get further, you know. So stepping up to a mile, I think will help her. So it's exciting if we decide to take her.
Yeah, obviously over a mile at the Breeders' Cup as a juvenile. What do you think she could be as a 3-year-old?
She's not slow. As you see, she won a Group 3 over 7 and picked up well from off the pace. But just on our dam side there, she could be mile and a quarter, mile and a half filly even. But she's got enough speed for a mile, so she's. I feel like Aidan O'Brien here. She's a quality filly that I'm just delighted to have.